Swear the lobby music normally stops once the load up screen comes up.
Yeah, it normally does.
That's a good sign for the lobby working. Hello everyone and welcome to Rapid Pixel Racing GP2 round 8. We are at Mexico and I am once again joined by DXT James Owl.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening, everybody. Looking forward to this one, actually, Rob.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Let's just hope it doesn't have the same effect as Monday.
Yeah, the less said about Monday, the better.
I think I've got the record for the longest pit stop ever. 460 seconds.
You'd been released from the pit though and was sat waiting to get out the pit lane.
Yeah, but it still counts as a pit stop.
I was waiting to get into the pit box for 140 seconds.
Yeah, nobody cares about it.
You
would have, yeah, definitely.
So, whilst we wait for the drivers to load up, which should have been done a long time ago. Come on, Evan. Kick your PlayStation into gear.
I'll run you.
Do the stand-in. So currently out in front is Johnny Stokes on 149 points. Why is that not sorted properly? Moyland is in second on 102. Frenzy in third on 80. Lister in fourth on 75. Womack's in fifth on 50. Lulu in sixth on 26. Come on, Evan. Vader in seventh on 21.
Why are you rushing Evan for? This helps you.
Do the stand-ins yet. Hobo in 8th on 18, tied with Matty. Decky in 10th on 16, Hepburn in 11th on 10, Island Boy in 12th, here we go, on 9, Scarito and Mrs. Carl in 13th on 7, Zodak in 15th on 6, Evan in 16th on 2,
Flea. It's just started raining, Rob.
Oh, wicked, this is going to be fun.
Quick, everybody, get out now! Get out now! Quickest lap wins!
Flea in 17th with 1 point, and yet to score are Pedro, Rocketman, and Cons.
So we have a weather update straight away. We have a wet quali and dry race.
Excellent. It's going to make
Cheers,
it
Ryan,
fun.
mate. Really appreciate it.
I'll get the same from Mrs. Moyland as well.
Ooh, we have a Ferrari and the two McLarens straight out on track.
So Ashwin leading us round.
Ashwin leading the way.
Same as Monday then. Looks like they're all going out on the softs.
Well, I'd hope so. Quickest lap wins.
Surprised there's not more coming out yet.
Everybody, just get out. Otherwise, it'll be a fight. It shall be a fight. Mooch, how are you going, my dear? Yes, this is not Tarkov, I already know.
You're confusing your viewers by running a different game to what they're expecting.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Ashwin just coming round to the stadium section now to get ready and start his lap.
Right.
Could have a nice clear run.
He needs a brilliant exit out of turns 16 and 17 though. Without hitting the back end, which he does. So now we are on the rundown on the longest start finish straight of the F1 calendar. No DRS, obviously, because it is raining today. Hard braking into turn 1. Hits the apex nicely. Gently around 2. Eases it on 3. Now, I would say it's a short run to turns 4 and 5, but it's actually quite long. It hits the brakes at 100 metre board, slightly wide on turns 4. Compromises the exit on 5. Comes round to 6. Don't know why this isn't 6 and 7, but that just counts as one corner. Now we're on the tricky S section. Mexico's Maggots and Beggets. 7, 8 and 9. Now it's getting squeamish.
Very
11
squeamish.
is off the track. There's no grip whatsoever.
That rain's all of a sudden intensified.
Yeah. So lap 12, turns 12 now to 13. This will be really slow. 14, 15, little Tokyo drift. 16.
He's bailing.
He's bailing out of that one. Rocketman now is edging easy away. He going to complete the lap.
Island Boys bailed.
16. Yep, they're all bailing. Who is the first one on the Inters? Oyland is just spinning his tyres left, right, and Chelsea. Lulu's retired.
But his teammate is going to cross the line and does a 134.2. Zodak did a 133.0. So there's been a couple that have kept it together around the lap just to get a time in. And they'll be hoping to get back without sticking it in a wall to get a set of inters on.
Another yellow flag in turns 2 and 3. That's an Alpha Tauri. Don't know who it was.
That was Zodak.
Alright, what we doing? What we doing?
As Speedy comes through on the inters now. No, he's on an outlet. Still getting it very sideways at some of these corners.
Old tyres. Old tyres, that's all it'll be.
So, who's the first on track? Hobos.
So we have Ashwin, Hobo,
Pedro just coming through stadium now on the inters. Sort of stay on board with Pedro, see how he goes.
Take it away, Rob. Take it away.
So crosses the start-finish line now. On the long run down to turn 1.
When we mean long, we mean long.
Nicely on the apex into turn 1. Clips turn 2 and turn 3 nicely. Getting the power down now on another long, but not as long run into turn 5. Goes purple through sector 1 with a 30.8. Keeping it just on track limits there.
So coming up now. Turn 7 now.
Turn 7. I was looking up at the map, but it's actually for Baku that I've got mapped up. So coming through the S's now, holding it well. Camera angle is atrocious. Onto the run into the stadium, does a 104.9 through sector 2. Entry into the stadium, a bit wide of the apex there, but clips the second apex nicely. It's all about getting the car rotated, getting the power down, and the run to the line. Going for the shortest run possible, does a 127.8 to take provisional first in Q1.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
I need to pull up the correct track map.
Would help, Rob. Would help entirely if you didn't have Azerbaijan.
They're similar. They're similar.
How is a street circuit similar to an actual asphalt circuit? Can someone in my chat please explain to Rob where he went wrong? Or in his chat, tell us what he said was wrong there. Ashwin with a 127.7 puts him P1.
Vader's done a 28.8 for third. Hobo a 29.0 for fourth. Speedy's done a 32.5 for fifth. I know he's got more time in him than that.
Just the street circuit part. Zodak, you're not supposed to agree. It's a completely different track. One, you don't have the castle section.
Two, it's not 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree.
Two, they're on the completely different sides of the planet. Three, I believe Mexico's a lot higher up.
It is. This is one of the highest circuits they race at, isn't it? So all the cars struggle for top end pace because the engines can't breathe.
Big boy straight. Yeah, we've got a big boy straight, and there's a yellow flag in sector 1. I believe that's a McLaren. GP2.
Just following Scotty now as he comes into the stadium.
Rocket Man. Right. Rocket Man has invalidated his lap.
As Scotty loses it coming out of the final corner.
Who did?
Scotty has picked up the wall.
Oh dear, Scotty.
Not gone down as
Scotty,
it. No, he's still got it going.
Pal. You're going to have to get it moving. And I believe Rocket Man has pinned it on the start-finish line. And Kyle has invalidated it on turns 11.
I think Kyle will be safe on the 28.9.
I can't stop bleeding yawning. What is up with me? Maybe because I've been playing basketball all day.
Probably.
And basketball, I mean 2K23, not actual basketball.
Oh, you didn't go outside, did you? Experience the real world.
No, I don't touch grass, mate.
So
like
Johnny's
don't have sex either.
amateur gamer then. Been married long enough.
Yeah, you don't get it anyway, do you? So Scotty now is on an invalidated lap. Everyone seems to be invalidating.
Donny Stokes did a 29.8 but invalidated. So he'll need to go again. Man.
So really, you can all just crawl round because the Frenzy's, I believe, just joined.
Frenzy retired before leaving the pits.
Yeah, so you can just crawl around, ladies and gentlemen. Just crawl around. Obviously, Lulu does his normal Lulu stuff.
Need to hack his PSN to change it from DXT Lulu to DNF Lulu.
DXT Spinny. Right, whoever set a time, you can technically retire.
You will all make it through.
It goes a lot quicker because I can guarantee there'll be a lot of safety cars. Essentially a
5-minute long safety car.
Yeah.
At least Moylan's listened, and mind you, Moylan's done a 27.5. Vader's done a 27.7.
Right, where's Craig getting this pace from? Right, Craig, you need to get your sister to give you your controller back. See, Kyle's listened. We're getting somewhere, Rob, with these.
Slowly they're listening.
Just need Rocketman and Scotty to just crawl around. That's all we need.
So Lulu, as you're in the chat, what actually happened?
Comes around now for a 127.8, puts in P4.
Hobo accusing Vader of having Moyland on fair play. Hence their times are so similar.
Yeah, but you could say it the same way Ashwin, Lister, Pedro.
Yeah, Lister and Pedro, new teammate pairing. Very close time-wise.
Team orders might be ineffective. Team orders would be ineffective.
So Lewis was on a lap, spun it at the start of the second sector, then came through the S section in 7th, and the grip just disappeared. That'll be because you pressed the loud pedal.
Why are you lying, Lou? What are you lying for? You got too eager on the power in 5th gear. You just span
Lit
out.
it up.
I saw it. I saw it.
That rain is definitely getting heavier as we've got an Alfa Romeo coming out of the pits. That can only be Evan.
Oh, gee, man. I think I need to go and smash some water on my face. That's not yawning. Oh, Lister's retired in the pit.
Pedro's retiring. Mrs. Carl is out on track.
Right, Mrs. Carl, you can just retire.
Mrs. Carl, you don't need to push, just roll it back round into the pits. You'll kick yourself if you make a mistake now and end up not progressing.
I won't, because I will actually laugh. I know it'll be unprofessional, but I will laugh. Oh, is Rocket Man got a little bit edgy on turns 5? I know we're a little bit late, but I was watching my actual stream back. Obviously, there's an 8-second delay.
He was going for a bit of Mexico drift.
There we go, Rocket Man. There we go. The almighty Evan. Got his P8 with a 128.6. Right, just nurse it back, Rocket Man. Nurse her home. Nurse her home. You can be the slowest man on track at this moment in time.
He will make it through.
There we go, and there's an Alfa Romeo parked on the start finish straight. Who was that?
That was Evan.
Oh my Gideon. Right, Scotty, Mrs. Carl, Rocket Man. Please, box. We are retiring the car. Yeah, I would stream manager straight after this, but it takes 6 hours. It takes 6 hours to do practice quality and practice.
Yeah, you'd be going until, well,
6 AM.
At least.
So we'll probably save that for Sunday afternoon. Oh wait, no, because F1's on, so we'll cancel it. Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday.
Yeah, because they've moved the time of the race as well, haven't they? I think they've pushed it back an hour.
Ferraris are looking strong.
They are. It's a shame Carlos is taking
Grid penalties
for power units and bits.
So is Verstappen, Hamilton. So they'll be like lightning on the straights.
Yeah, Verstappen took a
Right,
complete
why are
new
we going
setup.
again, Rocket Man?
Verstappen knew everything last race, didn't he? Was it last race or was it Spa?
I've no idea. See, if you crash now, Rocket Man, you'll just kick yourself.
I think it was actually Spa. Yeah, practice was looking tidy. I thought they were getting rid of all the Sussex curbs at Monza. There's still a few of them in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise.
Yeah, it was Spa that they all took loads of pens out, and Max ended up in 16th. And
Right,
still drove through the
why
grid.
are we going again?
Scotty's car's driving round under AI because he's crossed the line.
Yeah, which is a good thing because at least we don't have to wait for him in the pits. Now, if Rocket Man goes into the pits now, I will not be a happy bunny. Right, that's it. I'm not a happy bunny.
Rocket Man, you have made James angry.
Now retire from the session before you even think about doing this. Oh my god. I just don't see the point in it.
It could just progress on as soon as the last car crosses either the pit entry or the start-finish line.
Finally, we finished Q1, finally. Thanks, Rocket Man, for the extra lap that we didn't need. But we do say goodbye to Lulu and Frenzy.
No, Frenzy gets through. It's
Frenzy gets
Lulu
through.
and
Evan.
Evan.
Yeah, Evan, because he crashed out, yeah.
So Zodak
Evan.
made it through on one set of soft tyres.
5.5 seconds from Moyland.
But then Frenzy made it through without even setting a lap, so they didn't even need to go out.
Exactly. Saving the tyres. Evan, I bet you wish you didn't have to. Right, Q2 is amazing, so obviously wet conditions, no DRS.
Frenzy immediately retiring in the pits. Does not want to go out in the wet.
Right, so only 3 more drivers.
Haas on the way out on inters.
Yep, so that's Hobo. They found it all, but DX2.
It's like everyone is going for the inters at the minute, but that rain looks very heavy.
See, this is where you need F1 Manager to tell you how much water is actually on track.
Yes. They need to combine the two games. That would actually make a very interesting game concept if you can have proper race engineers.
Pretty much, F1 Manager 22, you can race. Everything needs to be Manager for the next one. We've set the start standards high now. Oh, and Hobo's losing it on turns 11, is it? Yep, turn 11. It's alright, it's only his outlap. It's all good. Just trying to get the heat into the tyres. That's what he is.
Coming round now.
Right,
Start
start the lap now. No DRS, of course, as it is wet conditions. Right, I'll just order my dinner, eat it, and make a brew by the time he's hit turn 1. Yep, braking hard at 100-metre board. Hits that apex nicely on turns 1. Same again on turns 2. A little bit squeamish on the exit of turn 3. So that will compromise his time just a little bit. On now turns 4, braking hard at the 100-metre board. Gets that apex nicely, doesn't swing it around enough to get the rotations for turns 5. Clips the inside curb there for turn 6. Doesn't short shift. The wheel spin there. Doesn't cut turn 7 as much as he'd like. He is just feathering the throttle now to get it round Mexico's Maggots and Beckett. On the run down to turns 12. Brakes again at the 100-metre, clips the apex nicely. Runs a little bit wide for turns 13, but gets the rotation. Out, cuts 14, I'd say a little bit too much. 16 now, easily onto the power. Turn 17 on the exit for a 130.9.
Good start.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Hobo. Not the fastest you could have done, but you was a little bit wide.
Moylan does a 30.0.
This is Carl does a 130.6.
Vader did a 29.8.
Right, hang on a minute. Craig's faster than Moylan.
Zodak does a 29.5 to go up into second.
We need to clip this, Rob, because Craig is faster than Moylan.
Lister does a 29.1. Pedro does a 28.8.
Right, so it looks like Red Bulls have found the pace. Scotty is in a little bit of traffic here for his out flying lap.
Island Boy has bailed into the pits at the end of his lap.
Oh, yellow flag in sector 1, that is a McLaren. On turns 2. I believe that'll be Rocket Man.
That was. And there's Johnny Stokes just coming through.
Scotty sets in purple sector 2. We're getting a little bit edgy there on exit on the turn 14. And again on 16. Does he do it on the 17? No, he doesn't. That puts him P2 with a 129.0.
Keep it clean, Scotty, and you can easily take provisional pole there. He's going again.
I don't think he should. 29.0 should be safe.
You need to be in the 29s.
29.5, I'd say is the cut-off.
Moylan's improved to a 29.3. Clearly can't cope with having Vader in front of him.
Check Vader's rear wing. Somebody touch it, please. Johnny does a 130.4, which puts him P8.
Vader's fitted full wets now. Still
Not going to improve on full wets. Not going to improve on full wets.
Is he doing it as an exploratory before the next qualifying session?
Could do, it could be. Mind games, mind games.
Looks like Hobo's coming into the pits.
Right, just give me 1 second. I'm going to splash some water on my face to wake myself
up. Lister on track now, coming into the stadium. Lovely audio from the game there. Coming around turn 17, crosses the line on a 31.6, 2.5 seconds down on his current best time. Got the fuel and ERS to go for another run. See how he's doing at the end of sector 1. Nicely on the apexes through 1, 2 and 3. Drag down, run to sector turn 4, end of sector 1 is 800ths down on his current best time. So Vader has gone for an outlap on the full wets, as has Hobo, so once Lister's finished his lap, we will drop back and see how their times are looking. As Lister now coming through turns 9, 10 and 11, is improving over his current time at the end of sector 2.
Who's this?
Lister is 300ths up on his current best time.
I'll put him in a 128.9. Oh, 128.8. Quick maths. Quick maths!
Crosses the line 129.4. He dropped 0.3 down in the final sector. Zodak, for some reason, has fitted softs. Hobo's lost it at the S section. Vader is on the full wets. Just coming up to the S's now. I don't see his time at the end of sector 1.
Kyle does a 131.3. It's in P11. It's not quite good enough yet.
At the end of sector 2, Vader is 1.2 seconds down on his current best time. I think he'll be safe to go through with the 29.8. I don't think there's improvement available in this track. I think the weather has turned too far.
Yep. Ah, we love good old Mexico. Zodak is on the softs or something. Ryan, what you doing? Please tell me your thought process.
He was just putting a heat cycle through and ready for the race.
Just getting them worn in, are you? Thought you do a bit of aquaplaning. As we have 4.5 minutes here in Q2. So far we will be saying goodbye to Frenzy, Rocketman, Kyle, and potentially Hobo.
Speedy is on a lap at the minute, has done a 108.8 through
Thought
sector
process
2.
is pre-race heating. Yep. We'll just make that excuse up for you, mate. It's alright. We know what we're doing. Well, I do anyway, because I got Hamilton to P2 on my F1 money.
Where did Russell end up?
4th.
Damn it. So Speedy does a 132.9 to take him into 12th. He needs to find
2.2 seconds. 2.3 seconds. The thing is though, Rob, with Russell ending 4th on our management, you just blame your wife.
Yeah, I do blame my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
All of them.
Lister has retired. I bet you were like, there was gifted subs on the line and you fucked it up.
Yeah, to the response of what the fuck's a gifted sub?
I'd be like, if my missus, right, if I had one, turned around and said, what's a gifted sub, I'd tell her to get out. I will be like, just get out. See that door, walk through it, never come back.
If I said that to mine, we probably would. But I'd be left with the kids.
At least you've got the house though.
True.
Just let the kids run wild in house.
Yes.
You just have the shed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Speedy nearly loses it on the exit there. Oh, get out of the way! Get out of the way!
I think he saw him at the last minute there. He's going to have better braking than you, Speedy, because he's on the full wets. Oh! Called it!
That was a bit close. Nice reactions though, Speedy, I'll give you that.
So can Rocketman improve through Sector 1?
He's
No.
3 seconds down on his time. I believe we will be saying goodbye to both McLarens and the Alpha Tauri of Speedy.
Island Boys just coming through to start a lap on the full wets. And I can't see him finding any improvement if tracks progress that far that they need full wets to get round.
I see he's just going hard. Right, new Q3 rules. If it's raining, you have to do a quali lap on mediums. So everyone in the 129s, I think you can all retire. Guaranteed to be safe. As Pedro does a 128.8. You want him in.
He'd done that earlier. He'd done that early on in the session.
Pedro, listen. Pedro, listen. See, me and Pedro are on the same page.
So, Scotty, Ashwin, Zodak, Vader should all be safe to retire.
All down for the McLarens.
Zodak. Mrs. Carl improved? No, Zodak's out. Zodak's lost it through the S section whilst on track.
Oh, Ryan, what are we doing? We've had the world on a string, yeah? Careful, boys. Oof. He's parked right on the racing line as well.
Island Boy makes it through. He did improve on those full wets. He's now up into 8th on a 1:30.0.
Ashwin's done apparently a purple sector 2 on those intermediate tyres.
6/10 up, according to the split on my screen.
Lewis MW with the nice kind words there.
1:28.777 from Ashwin.
There it is. Q2 finally finished. Yes, Ryan, you said it, not me. You had it on a string, yeah? You had it on a string.
Fucked it
You
all
fucked it up.
So at the end of Q2, we will be losing Zodak, Hobo, Rocketman, Speedy, and Frenzy. So it's 9 for the top 10 shootout. So top 9 shootout.
Yep. Top 9.
what spanner is the weather going to throw into the works? How many people have
Snow.
compromised their setup to run a wet setup? How
Well,
many people have got a wet setup actually? Because I
the
bet
thing is
no
though,
one
if
has.
it's a dry race, I would put my dry setup on and just grizz it out in the rain and keep on qualifying. Plus, if it's a dry race and you put a wet setup on, you're gonna get absolutely murdered.
Get destroyed down that start finish straight.
But if it rains halfway through, spanners in the works, just sliding it in. Rain appears to end towards Q3. Ooh, so it could be a really fascinating end to Q3 here.
Is that rain's going to clear up towards the end?
Oh, Lewis, you're going to make me blush after these comments, bro. Not Lulu, obviously. Lulu just
Lewis,
makes me want to pull my hair out. If you read your chat, Rob, you'll... do you have like 1 million monitors?
I need to move it up to there actually. That's
right. So Moylan is first on track. Craig is right behind him. This could be an interesting Alpine little tour. Obviously, Moylan can't get on the share play for Craig.
Unless, I was going to say, unless they'd swapped log-ons and Craig's on.
Moylan's. Craig, you need to be a lot closer than that if you want the tour. I repeat, you need to be a lot closer.
Yeah, the toe's worth about 0.2 of a second in the wet.
Right then. Moyland is the first, so he's on a massive run down to turn 1. Like I said, I'll just finish my brew before he gets on the brake zone for turns 1. Scotty's retired on the start-finish straight. Oh, that's unlucky. So now we have 8 cars remaining for Q3.
He is properly in the middle of the start-finish straight as well.
Moylan gets the purple sector 1. As he should, because he's the first one to set sector time. I believe that might have been Craig's sector 1 there with a little help of his teammate. I wish I were racing it.
Yeah, Craig's got some pace tonight.
He has.
Moylan gets very squirrely there.
It's a little bit twitchy. The back end does not like this.
Craig's 0.3 down on Moylan's sector 2 time.
Yeah, dirty air. Dirty air. That's what I'm putting that down to. Dirty air. Really wide on the exit of turn 16 to get a better exit on turns 17. 127.5 for Moyland and a 128.0 for Craig.
29.2.
And this is Carl. Ashwin goes provisional P2 on a 127.7.
Lewis predicting Lister for pole. Connie Stokes in second. Pedro goes up into third with the 27.9.
I actually like this track, to be fair, with Lewis. So everyone's now on their cool down lap, so we will go on board with Lister as he does his first flying lap.
Thing he needs to be wary of, he's got a bit of traffic in front of him. think the Ferrari of Aswin.
He'll be safe. There's no need to worry about dirty air. No need. Lewis. Oh, forgot about Moyland.
Yeah, Moylan for pole.
Yeah, we always forget about him as well. Alright. Ferrari of Ashwin gets out of the way very nicely there. Purple sector 2 for Lister.
Nicely on the apexes of 13 and 14. Comes round 17 at 26.9.
Pole. Where have you found this pace, Lister? Where have you found it?
Johnny Stokes just coming around the final corner now to start his first flying lap.
Yeah, JR, you were driving for Lister, right?
The rain does seem to have stopped.
It has stopped on my screen. So the track will be drying out. This could be an interesting last 6 minutes of qualifying.
Is it going to dry enough to risk a set of softs at the end? Lister's.
If everybody doesn't go around the track, it can't dry up.
Lister apparently using full traction in the wet.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Johnny now. Run up into turn 7. Taking a lot of curb through 8 and 9. Through the end of sector 2, does a 103.8 for purple sector 2. Missed his sector 1 time.
Ben's 13, looking very tidy indeed. See what the exit turns 16 and 17 looks like though. Does he get a bit edgy? No, he doesn't. It's planted. This car is planted. And he goes provisional pole with a 126.3. So the track is getting faster.
Lister out again on another set of inters. Pedro on the inters, so no one braving it and going softs yet. Don't think the track's.
It doesn't look like there's any spray coming from the cars yet.
Unless they're waiting to see the DRS enabled pop up.
Yeah, could do, could be.
But then when that happens, you want to be on track really, so you.
Yeah, capitalising. Not getting stuck in traffic. But as soon as that DRS is enabled, I am predicting everyone and his dog is going to be out.
This is coming around now, does a 26.0, takes 9/10 out of his time to take provisional pole. Mrs. Cole sitting on the softs in the garage.
Oh, Mrs. Cole's primed and ready to explode. That sounds a bit wrong, but I didn't mean it in that context. Did not mean it in that context, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Mrs. Moylan, did you get your treat last week?
So Johnny Stokes diving into the pit.
Soft runners are coming out now, Rob. The soft tyres are coming out. Mrs. Carl is braving it on the softs.
Moylan's out on the inters.
I'll keep an eye on Mrs. Carl, see if she's sliding about everywhere. Yeah, she's gone wide there, but I'll just put that on cold tyres, because we all know what people are like out of the pit.
fair bit of spray coming off of Moyland through the end of sector 1 and the start of 2.
I believe Mrs. Moyland has not timed this right at all. Oh, he who dares.
Looks, from some of the camera angles, it looks like there's a little bit of rain still falling.
DRS is still not enabled, so we'll have a look, see if anyone on.
So Moyland now on the inters, starting his final run.
And Mrs. Carl will be coming into the pits here. Doesn't look like she's got the confidence. No, she's braving it. Braving it. So, let's see what she does here. Let's see if he who dares wins.
So Moyland now on a second down through sector 1 alone. Put him on a 26.5.
Went a bit deep into turns 1. Gingerly going through turns 2 and 3.
Coming through 7, 8. Through the left-hander of 9. Taking plenty of curb through 10 and 11.
2 seconds down on the time, so obviously the softs isn't the right call yet.
Moyland 2.3 up. This is going to be a 25.2. Let's see if he can find any more in sector 3. Coming round the final corner now. Runs it out wide, taking the tighter line to the line, does a 24.0. Took 3.5 seconds off of his time.
Mrs. Carl has DNF'd on this run here, but she's 5 seconds down on her previous best.
Vader
tyres.
Up into second on a 25.7.
Ooh, but this could get interesting now.
Lister 4/10 up through sector 1.
These laps do matter, ladies and gentlemen.
1.3 up through sector 2. So
Pedro's up on his time by 2 seconds. Coming out of sector 2.
As Lister's round the final corner now. Taking the tightest line possible to the line. Does a 23.7. Johnny Stokes currently has purple.
Pedro does a 1:23.9, so that's a Red Bull front row lockout.
Can Johnny Stokes do anything to alter that? Ashwin does the same time as Pedro exactly to take third.
And Johnny with a 1:23.5 puts in provisional pole. This is a very interesting last lap here.
Moyland's
bailed.
Craig's bailed.
So that will be the rundown. Johnny Stokes in the Aston Martin takes pole for this Grand Prix. Lister P2, Pedro 3rd, Ashwin 4th, Moyland in 5th, Vader in 6th, Mrs. Carl in 7th, Scotty in 8th, and Kyle in 9th.
Times were so close at the top at the end there.
Mrs. Carl took the gamble, but unfortunately it didn't pay off. That would have been a massive surprise, though, if it was the right gamble.
That's the top 5 within half a second. That's insane. So your starting grid will be Johnny Stokes with Lister in second. Second row of the grid will be Pedro and Ashwin. Third row will be the Alpines of Moyland and Vader. Mrs. Carl and Scotty will take the 4th row, and Island Boy will be on the 5th row. And I can't remember who got 10th. So let's see how they all get on now, going on to a dry track. Yes, it is still set to broadcast, Hobo. With how technically this game can be with glitches, I thought it was best just to leave formation lap on broadcast for the time being.
Hobo, it is broadcast, I repeat, it is broadcast formation lap. All I can smell is garlic bread.
Is that because you've got a plate of garlic bread sat next to you?
No, I had a Donna burger with chips and garlic. Surprised I'm eating, to be fair.
Here we go then.
Lewis, I want to do a little bit more testing on the immersive lap, just to make sure before we swap them all back. We had major glitches in the lobby on Monday.
Tyre choices is front two are on mediums, third to fifth was on hards. Yeah, so third to fifth is on hards, sixth is on mediums, seventh and eighth are on hards, ninth is on mediums, 10th on hards, 11th on mediums, so it goes 12th on hards, 13th on mediums, 14th on hards, 15th and 16th are on mediums. So wait for the lights.
5 lights. And it's lights
out, and away we go. It's a very
low start for an Alpine there.
Oh, there's contact everywhere, Johnny, and I believe it's a Ferrari.
I think that might have been Ashwin. Now.
Let's see, the Red Bulls are safe. Oh, the Haas has spun it. Hobo spun it. On the entrance to turns 1, so the track might be a little bit greasy.
Vader up into third. It was Moyland having the bad start at the back.
So Lister and Pedro are currently at Ps 1 and 2. Vader is right on the back of this.
So there's bumper cars between.
I believe Scotty though does have wing damage. Can't see at the moment.
Ashwin's the Ferrari carrying wing damage at the minute.
The rundown so far: Lister P1, Pedro 2nd, Vader 3rd, Scotty 4th, Zodak 5th, Johnny 6th. As I say that, Johnny takes Zodak on the inside of turns 12. Nice little move there. His friends is trying on the outside of Ashwin in turns 14.
Ashwin's going to want to get into the pits, I think.
Little move there.
Get that wing change. And he is. Ashwin's into the pit there. Vader's holding on to the back of Pedro.
Also into the pits. Lister's pulling a bit of a way there on the straight line, so we know Lister has that straight line speed.
Vader very late on the brakes there, but manages to get it turned in without making contact with Pedro. It's compromised his exit though. He's dropping back a little on the run down to turn 4.
Lulu now is battling for P7. Frenzy, Mrs. Carl and Lulu are all in this little fight together.
Moylan making it past Rocket Man.
I just caught the back end of that as Pedro looks like he's spun it, which he has done. Pedro's spun it, he's chucked away P2.
Let those tyres cool down a bit, Pedro. Keeping out of the way. Good to see not trying to jump straight back onto track. Needs to just let his tyres cool down a bit.
Vader is in P2. I believe he's having a nosebleed up here. As Mrs. Carl and Lewis have swapped positions now. So Lulu's in P7. As Moyland is right on the back of Mrs. Carl. As Hobo takes Rocket Man, and he's on the speed on straight here. Look at this. No DRS. Probably using ERS. Hobo has managed to get himself into P10, but he's on the defensive now, the two McLarens and the Alfa Romeo.
Rocket Man, I believe, may well be under AI control, because I've just seen a message on Discord to say that his game crashed on him and it's not letting him back in.
Pedro is into the pits, so here comes out P15. Make that P16.
Vader's
Craig
closing up.
Closing that gap. It's pulling away from Johnny Stokes in third. Johnny Stokes does have Scotty for company in P4.
Well, Johnny's got past Scotty then, but that's making the most of those medium tyres over Scotty's hard.
Frenzy is on the back of Zodak now into turns 13. Let's see who gets the better exit out of turns 16 and 17. Currently on board with Frenzy.
Oh, it's good chatting to you, Lewis. Stick around for the end if you want.
Yep, so Frenzy with DRS assistance gets past Zodak. Easily done there before turns 1, but Zodak is not giving this up.
Vader right up now behind Lister. He has got the pace. Got the DRS on the run to turn 4. Closing the gap, but not quite close enough at the minute.
This battle for first now is with Lister and Craig. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here. Craig is in P2. But this little battle though is giving the chance for Johnny to just reel them both in. So he's now in the DRS zone. There it is. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. That is speedy. Round.
Just on the what's in. Moylan now trying to get past DXT Lulu as they come up into the stadium.
Can't get it done yet. He will get it done on the start finish straight though. And I believe this battle here.
Lulu's going to have Mrs. Carl. No, they've
here
done
it is.
Mrs.
Vader
Carl.
Now DRS assisted. He's reeling him in like 3 or 4 thousandths of a second per second. Johnny just keeps maintaining that gap as Moylan gets past Zodak and Lulu. 2 for 1 there. Thank you very much. I'll take P6, says Moylan, and DRS. So I believe Zodak didn't get it there, which is quite unfortunate.
That's the second DRS is done off the first detection zone, isn't it? Zodak was in front as they entered the start-finish straight.
This battle for first, 8-10 separating them. Oh, as
Vader round.
Vader has lost it. Vader has lost it on the exit of turns 10. He's trying to get it round. Slammer in reverse.
I think he's waiting for the grid to clear. It's a full safety car now. As Vader does get the car going again.
He keeps off track, which is nice racing equity there in IQ, but Vader needs that front wing as we have the dreaded glitchy safety car in Mexico. So Johnny Stokes is inherited P2 with this safety car. So we have Hobo pitting. Who else?
Vader will be in.
Personally, if I was on the mediums, I'd go on hards, and then if there's a safety car later on, you have the mediums already scrubbed in. Because the softs don't like to last here.
Hobo has switched on to the hards.
So 6 laps in, and Lister's in P1. Johnny Stokes second, Scotty third, Frenzy 4th, Moyland in 5th, Lulu in 6th, Zodak 7th, this is Carl 8th, Kyle in 9th, Evan 10th, Rocket in 11th, Hobo 12th, Ashwin 13th, Pedro 14th for that unfortunate spin. Vader in 15th, the exact same corner as Pedro. He's in 15th, and Speedy is in 16th. But it does give Speedy that little lifeline to get in behind, not try and get lapped.
It looked to us like you outbraked yourself into turn 1, Hobo. I'll have to go and have a look at your stream to see what happened. I can just do that, can't I?
My stream?
No, Hobo's.
Oh, Hobos.
Oh no, I can't, can I? You can't rewind live streams on Twitch.
No, not Twitch. You can on YouTube though.
Yeah, Hobo streams on. Hobo sending.
Yeah, but that's a good rear end, is it not? She just wanted to touch that booty. But then again, that is a £250,000 fine for touching your rear wing. Same. Or is it a £50,000 fine?
It's 50 grand, wasn't it, for tucking the Merc rear wing? I think.
Yep, so 50,000 pennies there for Mrs. Kell.
I think someone worked out that Seb was on about 250 grand's worth of fines for the amount of times he'd touched other cars.
Yeah, did he touch him though?
Oh, some of them, the clips, he's blatantly leaning on the car. Guessing we're going to have one more lap under safety car whilst we wait for Vader and Speedy to catch up with the pack. No. Safety car light's gone green.
It'll be a late
Oh
call.
no, he's carrying on going.
We've got one more lap of the safety car. 28 laps remaining.
I'm wondering if the safety car light goes green because List has dropped a little bit too far back from it.
I don't know, but that Aston Martin does sound nice.
Because he's just done it again as he's gone through. List, you need to close up on the safety car to avoid causing any problems with it not wanting to do the restart. But yes, I agree. That V8 sounds absolutely gorgeous as we've lost Hobo.
Retired. Hobo, what are we doing?
He's in the wall on the run down to turn 4. I think
Speedy collects his collects the carbon debris.
It looked on my screen like he slowed down to make sure he was alright.
Right, come on then, Speedy, let's catch up. Safety car is in this lap. Well, that might give Speedy a nice little rundown, to be fair. Speedy with corner cutting penalties. So we'll be on board with Johnny as we restart this race. There's Almighty Evans dropping back a few places. Doesn't want to give Johnny that tour for as long as possible. There it is. Lister has caught Johnny out there, and Scotty is on the inside line. But Johnny's like, no thank you, I will speed up and use the NOS.
Moylan's managed to take advantage and gain up into 4th on the restart, but there's a very fast approach in DXC Lulu, who manages to get it
on the
stopped.
Outside of turn 2 does that move on Frenzy. Oh, and he spins! Moylan spins on the exit of turn 3. And so does Speedy. Oh, Moylan's not going to be happy with that. So anyway, Scotty's on the back of Johnny on this restart. We have Lulu on the back of Frenzy. Misses that on board with Lulu. He misses that short shift to get that traction.
Keep an eye on the
Puts it nicely. Now, go.
Ashwin side by side with Mrs. Cole onto the back straight.
Turn 12, leave the space, ladies and gentlemen, as an Alfa Romeo goes wide. Mrs. Cole's playing bumper cars here.
The Red Bull of Pedro trying to get comes up.
Mrs. Cole's defending everybody, and there's an Alfa Romeo late braking. Pedro gets on the inside of Evan. Gets on the inside of Mrs. Cole. This is now a drag race. Everyone now, Mrs. Cole, let's play clean. I don't like it. 4 2 wide. Pedro gets the inside line, but Mrs. Cole gets the inside line of turn 2, and it's contact. Mrs. Cole spun it on the exit of turn 2. Oh no, what is happening here? I told you I didn't like it. It was always going to end in disaster. As Craig now, he's doing his recovery drive. He's on the back of Evan, the P9. Ashwin is on the back of Zodak for P6.
Ronnie's still holding on to the back of Lister. Out in front is Scotty for company.
His Frenzy takes a 3-second penalty. Same with Ashwin for corner cutting. I believe, yep, Evan has spun it. And that gives Vader P9, Zodak and Ashwin have traded places, so that's P6 for Ashwin. But Zodak could be playing this strategy game and get that DRS for the main straight. So it is enabled right now.
So they won't get the benefit
Zodak
of it.
Does get it.
They won't get it till next lap round though.
Nah, I believe that should be bollocks. DRS is way past the fucking start-finish line.
For the detection points before the entry to 16.
Yeah, that is true, but shut up, Meg. Leave me be, as Rocketman and Moyland are battling for P11. Speedy is in this battle as well, so this is technically a battle for P10. We have a battle for 3rd place, we have a battle for 6th place, we have a battle for 10th place, and a battle for 1st. So Zodak is on the back of Ashwin now, as Pedro is on the back of Zodak, so this is a 3-car battle for P6. Zodak doesn't get the DRS. Oh, and Pedro nearly rear ends him. Let's just play this safe. Pedro is on now. He's on the drag race to the start finish line. Turn 1, he gets the DRS from Zodak. Zodak seems to be slowly losing the gap now. Straight line speed there as Pedro's on the inside for turn 1. Same braking zone, but Zodak has the inside line for turns 2, but then Pedro's got the exit for turn 3.
Pedro will have
nice
the DRS.
Clean move. Nice clean move there from Pedro, and that puts him to P7.
Lulu.
Zodak is a little bit late on them brakes. He's not giving that place up without a decent fight.
Lulu's starting to drop back out of the DRS of Frenzy.
Almighty Evan there is on the back of Rocketman. Rocketman seems to be struggling here. just seems to be holding Evan up slightly. But this is a battle for P12.
I'm up at the front with Johnny, see if he can, as Lister gets a
Evan
poor
has
exit.
the DRS, he's on the outside of turns 13. Do we leave the space? Yes we do. Keeps the two wheels inside the line. That's a very clean move from Evan.
Johnny Stokes going for the pass down the run to turn 1 on Lister after Lister's poor exit from 16. Got the move done into turn 1, but can he hold Lister off through 2 and 3? Yes he can, and he'll have the DRS on the run up to 4 to help with his defence.
Nice move there for Johnny, and that puts him P1. Almighty Evan is still trying to get past Rocket Man here. Mrs. Carl is on the back of this fight for P12. Zodak now is closing this gap for P7. He's not giving this up without a fight here.
Frenzy's managed to close up on the back of Scotty. Lewis is dropping back a tenth or two a lap on the back of Frenzy. So he's well out of the DRS range now, so won't have the added straight line speed there to try and reel him in.
Zodak doesn't seem comfortable in the S section. He loses a little bit of time to Pedro. Look, that could compromise his time a little bit, but he does have the DRS for the main straight. Let's see where his time gets deleted. Not deleted, sorry. Closing up by 3/10. He's had a quick look on the inside. If only this straight was a little bit longer, even though it shouldn't. And here it is. The Alpine now. Will Vader let Moylan through?
No DRS for Moylan this time.
They do have speedy for company as well, these Alpine pairing. Because Johnny Stokes is right on the back of Lister here. This could be an interesting turn 13.
Frenzy's done Scotty.
Turn 12, sorry. It could be an interesting turn 12 now. Does Johnny back off and wait? Yes, he does. He backs off and waits for that DRS for the main straight.
Yesterday's a good exit here.
You know Lister has the pace. Oh, as Johnny goes into the pits. So that gives Frenzy. Does he have DRS? No, he doesn't. Lewis has DRS on Scotty. Does he have the straight line speed? Yes, he does. Is he going to go for the inside line? He has a look about it. Oh, he thought about it.
Lewis has obliterated his ERS. Trying to close those gaps down.
But Johnny Stokes re-enters the race at P14. But he instantly takes... Oh, he's battling it out with Rocket Man here. And Mrs. Carl. He's battling it out with these two.
He's going to have the DRS on Mrs. Carl.
Mrs. Carl goes on the outside. Not really defending that, as Johnny is on the softs. It's a weird call, but we'll see if it pays off.
Got a yellow flag in sector 2. I think
that's a Red Bull.
Pedro round. How that Alpine didn't collect the side of his car there. As Pedro got the car rolling just as the Alpine went past the outside.
Lister reacts to Johnny Stokes here. What tyres is he going on?
He's gone for hards, but it can't be hards. It's got to be mediums.
No, he's on the hards.
Oh yeah, he started on the mediums, didn't he? My mistake. The game code.
This is now inherited Frenzy for the lead of this race. 20 laps remaining in the RPR's GP2 here in Mexico.
Lister has managed to get out in front of Johnny Stokes. So the undercut not working for Johnny there as he was fighting through traffic. But he is straight on the back with those soft tyres. Will be up to temperature now, and Lister will be trying to get the heat into his hard tyres.
This will be a nice little battle now for this. Does he get the traction? No, he doesn't. He's going on the outside line here, Johnny Stokes, to try and get the traction out. But Lister has parked his car beautifully on the defence. This is where the traction on the inside there. Nice move. Does he make it stick? Yes, he does. That's a brilliant move from Johnny there. That puts him up to P9. Speedy Invader for P6. Speedy with the DRS now.
Scotty and Frenzy still hanging out in front on their hard tyres.
Obo there says he's done. He's not an happy bunny. Tell you what, Vader's straight line speed didn't seem to be. Speedy didn't seem to be catching him as much as I thought he would be. Pedro now is on closing that gap up to Speedy, making them medium compound tyres work.
Johnny's not been able to break the DR, or as I say that, he does break the 1 second mark.
But now Johnny does need to make them tyres really work for the next 5 or 6 laps to get the most out of them. Lulu is on the back of Rocket Man here for P13. Let's see if he gets the DRS, which he should do, for the turn 12.
Johnny Stokes picks up a 3 second penalty.
No, Lulu doesn't quite get the pace. Ashwin is into the pits now, and that puts Moyland and Vader into P4 and 5 respectively. Johnny Stokes is back into the pits.
I don't think he intended to go on to softs.
Oh, could this strategy actually have ballsed it up?
He's gone on to the hards now.
Has Aston Martin hired the Ferrari strategist for this race?
So Frenzy out in front with a 1.6 second lead over Scotty.
Oh, Pedro is right on the back of Speedy now for P6. Needs to try and get past him here. I think he'll stay safe. Turns 12. Speedy looks really confident in the S section.
And Vader seems to be able to open that gap out just at the end of the DRS straights. But Vader seems to be very brave.
Pedro's gone into the pits now.
On the brakes at the end of the straight.
And he gets a 5 second penalty for speeding into the pit lane, so that will hinder him. Pedro now will be coming out into P12, potentially P13. Scotty span on the exit of turn 3. There's a yellow flag. And Scotty is missing his front wing.
Rolling along the grass.
That's very unfortunate for Scotty there. So Zodak is in P2, Moylan P3. Frenzy is still out in the lead here. He's got a 10.8 second gap. Making these hards really good work now.
Scotty's been disqualified.
Scotty is not having enough of it now. He's thought, nope, I'm not having it. Moyland is right on the back of Zodak now. Will he buy his time for the DRS? Here we go. Moyland versus Zodak, drag race. Moyland has the DRS assisted. He's just reeling Zodak in here. He's on the inside line. He gets this move done before the braking zone.
Zodak outbrakes
with a late brakes him.
Turn 1.
Gets the inside line for turns 2, but Moylan gets the inside for turn 3. Zodak gets the better exit of turn 3, but Moylan has a DRS on the run down to turn 4. He's on the inside line. Nice little move there from Moylan on the inside. Gets that job done. He says thank you very much for P2.
So the top 3 all on the same aid hard tyres.
Now Speedy's on the back of Craig now in the S section. This is where Speedy does become a little more confident.
Zodak's
got a spinner, Zodak span it. Oh dear, unlucky Zodak. For Moylan now, he does inherit P2. Vader inherits P3. Zodak gets a 3-second penalty. I believe that might get removed because obviously he's span.
Lister now right on the back of Speedy as well. What's the gap to the leader? Because it's quite a long pit stop here.
Yeah, I believe it's like 33 seconds.
So as it stands, after...
Frenzy will come out 4th, maybe 5th.
I think Frenzy will be down.
Speedy does take Vader on the inside line way before, and Lister takes Craig as well. Oh, there's contact between Lister and Speedy.
Which has allowed Craig.
And Craig just goes, thank you very much.
Very good, very nice.
Hello, chicken nugget. So now Speedy and Lister need to try and regain a little bit of composure. And Craig is just like, I'll let you two fight it out, you two crack on.
Moylan's got an 11-second gap to close.
Ashwin is on the back of Mrs. Carl. Lulu is on the back of Ashwin, so this is a 3-car battle for 6th still. Ashwin is just backing off, but Mrs. Carl is planting her car beautifully on the defence in the S section. She goes on the inside line for turns 13. Ashwin's later on the brakes. There's contact again. Oh, Mrs. Carl outbrakes herself for turns 13. Loses 2 places there.
Lewis looks to get it very sideways coming out of the stadium there.
We all know Mrs. Carl is a little bit aggressive on the defence.
Lister's managed to get the pass done on Vader to take him up into 3rd. So I think after the pit stops of the 2 out in front will give Lister back the lead.
Lulu there just parked his car beautifully on the turns 1, 2 and 3. Mrs. Carl couldn't quite get round him. Speedy still on the back of Craig here. Might have got a corner cutting warning. So might have Craig there on the exit of turn 11. Johnny Stokes is on the back of Pedro for P9. He goes on the inside line. He's on the outside now for turns 13. Oh, keeps 2 wheels on the track. That's a nice, brilliant move from Johnny there, puts him P9. He's immediately back on the defensive because the DRS zone now gets activated. But Pedro does get this DRS as Mrs. Carl is into the pits. The straight line speed of Pedro here. No, Johnny's like, I am not fighting you, there is no point, you can just take it. Almighty Evan jumps to peak 10.
Moylan looks to be struggling to close that gap out to Frenzy. It's currently at 10.4 seconds. Lister sitting another 10 seconds back on Moyland, slowly eking into that deficit.
Johnny's eking the pace out of this Aston Martin here. Because he had the confidence in this S section. Ooh, as Pedro gets a little bit squeamish there on the exit of turn 11. It's a little bit wide for turns 12. Johnny's just playing patiently. This could be a 1 lap position change for these two for the remaining of the laps, unless someone makes a mistake or breaks the tow. But now Johnny is on the attack. Pedro is defending on the inside line now as he cuts across. Johnny on the outside on the braking zone for turns 1. This could be a little bit disastrous. He goes around the outside, gets that move done beautifully, gets the traction, power down early, and he gets a DRS as well to help him defend.
Lulu spun on the exit of turn 3.
Pedro's had a quick cheeky look on the inside for turns 4. Couldn't quite get it done.
Speedy and Vader are still.
Lister spun.
Spin round.
Lister has spun it. He's lost his front wing. Oh no, Lister.
This potentially puts Vader and Speedy in a very good position.
Yes, indeed.
The tyres aren't going to be
As
pretty
Moylan
as
now
Frenzy's
does
pitted.
jump into the pits. Vader probably will inherit P1 here.
Vader's pitting.
Oh.
Speedy's pitting. We've got a full safety car.
Full safety car, so Frenzy is in brilliant prime condition here. With 11 laps remaining.
Johnny Stokes goes past. So it picks up 3rd place.
P3.
Vader comes out in 4th, followed by Speedy, followed by Ashwin. Lister gets
Zodak
jumped
gets a
by
5-second
Evan.
penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Rocketman jumps to P10 as he stays out.
Lulu, Pedro. So
Pedro.
I'm quite tired. It's Pedro 02, so my brain saw 2 O's and just went Pedro.
Pedro.
So Johnny Stokes is on 7-lap old hard tyres. Frenzy and Moyland on fresh mediums. Vader on 5-lap old mediums. Speedy on 1-lap old mediums. Ashwin's gone for the softs. Evans on 7-lap old hards. Lister's gone back to the soft mediums he started on, so he's on 15-lap old mediums. I think
The strategy calls so far seem a bit weird.
I think Lister's going to be struggling for tyres at the end of this with another 11 laps to go. Those mediums as he comes into the pits. Gonna drop him down the order some. He's going back onto his hards.
Lister's strategy call so far has let him down tonight.
He's going to lose ground to Lulu and Pedro. I think, yeah, he is out just in front of Zodak. It's going to be interesting at the restart.
Mrs. Carl has lost the front wing. No? For some reason the your stream was 7 minutes behind.
Did you roll it back to
Oh, I just left. I could have kept it on for some reason. It's just 7 minutes behind.
Very
like, hang
strange.
on. I'm sure we're not on lap 20. So I'm sure we were on lap 20. This could be a late call as everyone is back with the pack.
Safety car is in this lap.
Here we go, Moyland. We're on board with Moyland. Frenzy is acting safety car.
What points are you going to go?
He's gone now.
No.
Doesn't catch Moyland out as much as he wishes. Doesn't catch anyone else out. But Ashwin has caught Craig out. And Mrs. Carl has caught Evan sleeping, and this could be really disastrous. As Mrs. Carl's on the inside for turns 1. Brake, for God's sake. Craig's on the inside line for turns 2, but he's instantly back on the outside, and there's contact. And Lulu is like, thank you very much. And this Mrs. Carl just didn't see him. He's on. Rocket Man jumps up to P9. Oh, and João Pedro and the 2 Red Bulls.
Got a yellow flag
somewhere. Johnny Stokes has spun it. Johnny Stokes has spun. Oh. Rocket Man somehow got amazing traction there, unless Evan just backed off a little bit. Pedro is on the softs, so Pedro's on the inside for turns 12. Oh, there's contact, tyre contact. Lister is on the back of Pedro, but Pedro is eager to get past Craig here. We have this yellow car, and Lulu spun it on the exit. Oh no, everyone's bottling it.
Pedro's side by side with Vader.
Gets that move done. Anyone else?
Vader, you've forgotten ERS. Use some ERS.
Zodak is coming out of the pits. He's put on a fresh set of softs. Pedro now is on the back of Mrs. Carl.
Moyland's maintaining that gap to Frenzy in front. They've broken the toe of Ashwin in third.
8 laps remaining. Pedro now, Mrs. Carl's planted a car on the inside. She's defending with a life here.
She's allowing Vader to hang on to the back of Lister as well. A 4-car battle for 5th place at the minute.
As Moyland gets past Frenzy on the outside of turn 12, sorry. And there's no DRS, remember, until the next lap. Moyland sets the fastest lap of 1:18.9 for this race, as Pedro is still trying to get past Mrs. Carl, but Mrs. Carl is running low on the RS. She goes on the inside. But obviously Pedro gets more on the inside. Gets that move done well before turns 1, but I know Mrs. Carl is looking on the inside. Does she late brake? No, she doesn't. But Vader there goes a little bit wide. Oh, yeah, there's too much action to speak.
Got Lister all over the back of Vader as well, going up the inside into turn 4. Gets the move done. Now he's got Mrs. Cole to try and get past as well.
But we know Mrs. Cole does like to defend, and obviously Pedro with the soft tyres gets this move and pulling away slightly. Mrs. Cole does have Lister for company now. She's still hanging on the ERS zone of Pedro.
I think DRS will be activated this lap or next lap?
No, it's enabled now. She was using DRS.
Zodak picks up another 3-second penalty Frenzy is
No.
closing in on the back of Moyland into turn 1, but can't get close enough to make a move. Is he going to have a look?
Mrs. Cole defends on the inside as Pedro goes on the outside for turns 1. Mrs. Cole is known for late braking, but gets the move. Doesn't do unusual. Obviously, Pedro Lister, gets the DRS to help defending.
Don't call you Crofty. So Frenzy's keeping Moyland honest out in front, but they are starting to pull this gap
yellow
away.
Flag. There's a Ferrari, I believe. No, Alfa Romeo span it. And that is
Evan.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. No, Michael is not right. As he spins again.
His rear tyres are going to be cooking.
Oh, and he just clips the wall just for good measure. Oh dear. No, Michael, it's not right. No, no, no. Another yellow flag. Zodak has spun it on the exit of turn 7, sorry.
Moyland seems to have Frenzy covered out in front now. Vader trying to close up on Mrs. Cole, but he's got Johnny Stokes for company. Johnny's trying to make the most of his recovery drive. Both got the DRS.
5 laps remaining as well. These laps are going very quick. I still thought we were on at least lap 28.
These late safety cars bringing everyone back together.
5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, I believe. Yep, Zodak's retired. He's having no further part in this race.
Moyland has broken the DRS of Frenzy out in front.
12 cars remaining. 4 cars have DNF.
Can Speedy do anything to try and close down Ashwin now? As Ashwin's softs are going to start to drop off.
Frenzy's got no ERS to play with. Moyland's still got a very juicy amount. Ashwin has no ERS whatsoever. Speedy's got a little bit to play with. Same with Pedro. Lister's on the brink.
This is Cole's right down.
Zodak says no idea how to take the S's.
Johnny Stokes got the move done on Craig.
Little tip for you, Ryan. You go right, left, right, left. That might help.
I think Johnny Stokes outbraked himself into turn 1, which allowed Vader to get back through.
And yes, I did have to turn my head to orientate the track to myself. Don't judge me. Johnny Stokes and Vader are still battling it out for P8. Vader is now on the defensive for this DRS mini straight.
I think we're going to see Johnny get past on the main DRS straight.
Noted for GP3. There you go, Zodak, mate. If I wasn't doing comms, I'd be a race engineer.
You can do both. You'll just have to listen to the stream during the race. And get updates
Johnny
as and when you remember.
Right on the back of Vader. Where's Vader? He's planted himself in the middle, on the outside now. Johnny on the inside, ready to the braking zone. Craig late on the brakes, puts his nose in front. Oh, there's contact! Johnny Stokes and Craig, but Craig manages to stop spinning himself. But Lulu now is on the back of him. Craig will be kicking himself as Speedy picks up a 3-second time penalty.
That's possibly going to hurt him at the end.
Penalties will be a massive effect here. I've not really looked at the penalties.
No, I don't want to look until the end.
So, the penalties so far. Moyland has 3, Frenzy has 6, Ashwin has 3, Speedy has 12, Pedro has none, Lister has 3, Mrs. Carl on 9, Johnny Stokes on 3, Vader on 3, Almighty Evan is on 3. Speedy, if you don't press your loud pedal or button, you will be dropping quite a fair bit down the pecking order. Oh, as Lulu does get past Craig. Craig does like to be late on them brakes. He couldn't quite, it wasn't close enough. And obviously now Lulu does get the little DRS assistance for more defending. 2 laps remaining here.
Craig's got the advantage on the ERS though, so he'll be able to hopefully hold on to the back.
Regimes GG! There's 2 laps remaining, Kurt. 2 laps remaining.
So Ashwin now starting to fall off the back of Frenzy quite drastically. Speedy is closing up.
Yes. Speedy and Lister gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh dear. Oh no. We're going to stay within the white lines, people.
It's the same every lap.
Over. Not all over until the fat lady sings, and we've got another 2 laps left.
Where our battles have
the
all
crowd
spread
are
out.
on their feet here, Crofty. Unbelievable, Jeff. Moylan now does have a 2.6 second lead over Frenzy. Speedy is catching Ashwin, but I don't think there's enough laps for him to do so. Same with Pedro as well, Lister as well. Oh, tackle grenade. So that actually got me. I'm not even playing Tarkov. What the hell?
You just looking round to see where it was on screen?
Yeah. I actually just do you know when you do that little judder to start moving?
Yeah.
I did that to try and run away. I was like, what am I doing? I'm playing F1. What am I doing? So as Moylan now does take the final lap, we will be on board with him for him to take this checkered flag. Unless you spin it, Moyland, which will be absolutely hilarious.
A recovery drive of all recovery drives there from Moyland.
I believe Moylan should take a 2-minute time penalty.
At least we haven't had any major glitches tonight with the pits and the safety car, thankfully.
Yeah,
it says
thank God.
Safety car will probably now just turn up randomly in the middle of the track.
Yeah, and it'll tell everyone to pit. Moyland, I dare you to finish in the pit lane.
Speedy has caught right up on Ashwin though in this final lap. He's half a second from closing on the back.
DRS.
As I can hear the fireworks starting already as Moylan takes the win. Speedy is trying to get past Ashwin but can't quite get the move done into the stadium.
Frenzy takes P2. That is a brilliant drive from Frenzy.
Ashwin takes third. Speedy fourth, but penalties are going to drop him.
He will drop. Yeah, no worries, Kurt, bro.
So Pedro picks up fourth, Lister in fifth, Speedy ends up sixth, Connie Stokes in seventh, Mrs. Cole takes eighth, Vader picks up ninth.
As Lewis takes the final point in P10, Rocketman 11th, and Evan will cross the finish line to complete the race here in 12th. So there it is, Rob. Another track crossed off, and another win for Moylan. See, Moylan's been given the games driver of the day. Who's yours?
There's so much going on in that race.
Mine's Frenzy. They're coming in P2. He's had it.
Yeah.
He's had it.
Yeah.
He's not had it easy, but he's made the right calls and just kept his head down and plodded along. So Frenzy is my driver of the day.
I'd agree. Kept himself out of trouble and worked his way through the grid. That long stint on the hard paid off for him.
But just for confirmation of today's race here in RPR's GP2, Moylan takes the win and the fastest lap, so 26 points for him. Frenzy in P2, Ashwin P3, Pedro 4th, Lister 5th, Speedy 6th, Johnny Stokes 7th, Mrs. Carl in 8th, Craig in 9th, Lulu in 10th, Rocketman 11th, and the final finisher is Almighty Evan in 12th. The DNFs are Zodak, Scotty, Kyle, and Hobo. Oof.
I can stop and breathe for a minute now.
You stop and breathe. Jesus.
Oh, what do you mean can't upload?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah. But we've been your hosts. I've been DXT Rob Sim Racer.
And I have been DXT James Owl. And we shall catch yous you'll see me again on my Twitch channel on Taito Nation on Sunday for the GP3 comms. Again in Mexico. And Monday will be racing in USA, Texas.
Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, in Texas. But we have been your hosts. Make sure everyone watching here on my channel go and check out Rob on YouTube, DXT Rob Sim Racer. Until next time. Catch you all later. Take care. Take it easy. Peace out.
See you all next week, guys. Take it easy.